Another East versus West matchup in the USL Championship into the second half of the regular season. We come to you from Carnally Stadium in Seaside, California, as Monterey Bay plays host to Detroit City FC. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us. Another exciting matchup here between the East and the Western Conference. And as we look at the Eastern Conference standings right now, Detroit squarely in this playoff picture.
And it seemed that it's not an easy out. Obviously, they're sitting nice in the middle of the table in playoff position. Trevor James and these boys are extremely motivated. The way that they're playing is really in good form, really good football, really motivated football as well. So expect them to come into California and ask a lot of questions of this Monterey Bay back line.
And on the other side for Monterey Bay, they are sitting at the bottom of the Western Conference. As we take a look at the standings here, it's Phoenix Rising who's just ahead of them, Orange County as well. But Monterey Bay, they have a lot of work to do right now.
And it starts here. You're at home in front of your home fans, sleeping in your own bed. What an opportunity this is for Monterey Bay to keep climbing this table and keep pushing the envelope, trying to get into the playoff position. Talking to Frank Yellop, he said it's been really difficult with whether it's injuries, player availability, individual mistakes that have not really gotten the rhythm that they would like, but they are a talented team.
And last time out against Orange County on the road, they've actually been okay on the road. They went up 2-0 and were able to take 3 points out of that game.
And one thing about all these goals, they just work together. You see there, Murphy is able to switch the point of attack. Donor comes on the right-hand side, who's extremely active. And then Valesky, a play that's going to be extremely important, leading the line for Frank Yellop's side, needs to be active, gets a second goal.
But one of the players to watch tonight will start with Monterey Bay, one of the local players, Adrian Rebelar.
And he's going to start on this right-hand side. The player I like, he plays between the lines, so comfortable on the ball in the dribble, can score goals, can give assists, and when he has a lot of real estate, he's not afraid to take it. A very active, very courageous player for Frank Yellop's side, and if Monterey is going to have a chance to walk out of here at 3 points, Rebelar's going to have a big say in that.
On the other side for Detroit City, it was a 1-0 win last time out against Indy 11. Connor Rutt scored the goal.
He's such a special player for Trevor James. Plays underneath the two strikers. The space that he picks up, very slippery and very clever in his movement. Can arrive in the box late. Has scored a couple goals in his last couple games. So look for him to be full of confidence, asking questions. The relationship between him, Botella Fas, and Opano is going to be a big ask and big challenge for Trevor James, trying to steal a couple points on the road.
So we are all set for kick along the Pacific Ocean here in Seaside, California. Monterey Bay, Detroit City lineups and first kick are coming up next.
Coastal Roots Hospitality is a proud partner of the Monterey Bay Football Club. Coastal Roots Events and Catering, along with its 3 iconic restaurants, Montrio, Tarpe's, and Rio Grill, invite you to pick it up and pay it forward, where 10% of all proceeds from takeout orders are donated to various local charities. Their catering service and restaurants utilize local farms, butcheries, and ocean-fresh sustainability-driven seafood to deliver unique and exemplary dining experiences. For more information, visit coastalrootshospitality.com.
Getting you set for first kick, Cardinale Stadium, Seaside, California, Monterey Bay, and Detroit City. Well, these two teams, first year in the USL Championship, there's actually a pretty close relation between the two coaches, Frank Yallop and Trevor James. Look at this, going all the way back to 2006, 2007. You might know that man in the middle, but there's Trevor James on the left, the assistant under Frank Yallop. So there is a relationship between these two coaches. They know each other going all the way back to their time growing up in Ipswich, and now they come into the USL Championship here tonight with this matchup, and here's the 11 for Frank Yallop.
And it's a really interesting starting 11 for Frank Yallop. Look at Hunter Gorski, going to be that pivot play right in front of that back line, dictating tempo. It's going to push up Murphy and Fair to give them the freedom to get into the attack, play underneath Rebellar and Valesky, a player that's going to spearhead the attack. You want him to stay high to open up that real estate for Dawkins and Rebellar to operate, to pull players apart, and then you have Moby Fair and James Murphy being the generals in the middle of the field as well.
A Christmas tree formation there for Monterey Bay. On the other side for Trevor James, normal 3 back for Detroit.
And you have Connor Rutt just pushing a bit back underneath Botella Faz and Openo, something that I highlighted in the open. And you have Max Rodriguez and Jop in the middle of the field. Look at Reese Williams and Wynn on their respective sides, workhorses up and down that right-hand side, providing the width for Trevor James.
And that gets us ready for first kick tonight. Our referee, Mark Allerton. A beautiful night along the sea as these two teams go at it for the first time ever. Bit of a chilly evening, 61 degrees. But there is the whistle, and away we go for the first time in the USL Championship. And for the first time ever, it's Monterey Bay and Detroit City FC. Now, both these teams coming in with a little bit of different form at the moment. Monterey Bay, have only won 2 of their first 10 games in the USL Championship, but overall 5-11-1. But they are looking to get things going here as they currently sit at the bottom of the Western Conference, but they are coming off that 2-0 win over Orange County, in which Frank Yallop thought it was a good performance overall. They defended well as a unit, and already an early foul.
You're going to see a lot of this as Bato Befela, the true target man, likes to have the ball, plays back to goal. He's going to leave a lot of freedom for Openo to roam around him and operate. Obviously, you have Connor Russ playing underneath him. So look for that challenge between Roberts and Botella Faz in that back line for Monterey Bay. It's going to be a key factor in this match.
And last time out for Detroit City, didn't take them long to score that opening goal. It was Connor Rutz against Indy 11 on the road. It's an Indy 11 team that is really struggling at the moment, but Detroit City able to take 3 points off of them and has them squarely in that playoff picture, currently above the playoff line coming into play today and looking to stay there at the end of play this weekend. Never easy coming all the way out west as they are for this one tonight.
And one thing I always see from this Detroit City side is how balanced they are. They provide the width with the outside backs, Williams and Wynn. They're also, the rotation in the middle is extremely important. Max Rodriguez and Joop have a good balance as one stays, one goes. Really dictate the tempo of the play, pull the ball from left to right. And then obviously Botella Faz with 6 goals on the year is their focal point to play off of.
Here's Gorski, that one's blocked down. Actually started the season with Orange County, but now finding himself here with Monterey Bay. There's plenty of time around the USL and also the NASL at that. Did play his college soccer at Stanford, not too far away from here. And there's Anthony Siaha, who is in goal again. Made his USL Championship debut recently, has mostly actually played his professional soccer in San Diego, both with San Diego 1904 in Nisa and San Diego Loyal as well, and actually also some time with the San Diego Sockers in the indoor league. How about that?
A bit different goal. Now you're playing full-sided than indoor, but well-deserved. Talking to Frank Yallop, he's not scared, not afraid to give players chances as he sees fits. Said he's been training extremely well and deserves a start. So it's good to see him have another opportunity here at home.
And if you're training well, there's a good chance you could be in the starting lineup. That's been the case for Siaha, and now Monterey Bay with the game's first corner kick.
And a player talking to Frank Gallup earlier this week, extremely high on Donor, the right back, the positions that he takes, the understanding as Reblar pinches in. There's a lot of real estate to work on the right-hand side. A player that has the work rate to get into the final third, has the quality as well to whip balls in. So look for him on the right-hand side. It's going to be a big point for Monterey Bay.
James Murphy provides the corner kick. Taken on the volley. This one blocked down. Kai Green there for Monterey Bay. Now it's cleared away. This play down the line. Now back for Siaha, who gets it away. I was watching in Detroit, and this is classic USL Championship after dark, 10 p.m. local time start. So thanks for staying up late with us. You know, the Northern Guard always supporting this Detroit City side.
It's a little bit of the rotation that I talked about as Reese Williams stays high and wide. Opener really pings back that center back. That leaves a lot of space for Max Rodriguez to see and push up as he sees fit. It's going to be a big task and big challenge for the middle three, Monterey Bay. Fair, Murphy, Gorski to have that challenge, the understanding, rotation to cover those gaps that Detroit City is so good in picking out.
Foul from behind, and it'll be a free kick as Dawkins put the ball down quickly. Trying to play through the lines. Detroit City always very organized. Staple of a Trevor James side. Also a very stingy defensive side. Don't concede a whole lot of goals. And so far this year, Detroit City 1-2-1 against the Western Conference. Their lone win. A tough one on the road at Las Vegas Lights. They still do play New Mexico, Oakland, and Colorado Springs. None of those three will be easy. So no doubt some tests coming in this regular season for Detroit City. And even though this one on the road, you just look at Monterey Bay, where they're at in the standings, and Detroit City side, who, if they want to have aspirations going to the playoffs, this is one you look at and say you should probably get 3 points out of.
Yeah, talking to the players, the coaching staff as well, full of confidence. Obviously taking a win against Indy 11. And the team is confident when the team is scoring goals, when they're clicking in all cylinders. It's another task again on the road. I'm talking to Frank Gallup again, talking about the form, the season that Monterey Bay has had. You see the results haven't been what he's wanted, but the performances, he said, we haven't really been blown out of any single game, aside from maybe a San Antonio game that we had a lot of challenges, whether it's healthy issues, whatever it may be.
This is lofted forward. Valesky gets onto it, plays it centrally. Quickly just taken away there from Dawkins.
And going back to that point, it's just been a matter of how healthy they can be, having that full starting 11.
Slipped in behind, Valesky, tough angle, cleared away. Steinwasser came off his line, Valesky just trying to knock it inside that near post.
And it's just such good movement, interchange from Monterey Bay on top of the box. Valesky just peels off the shoulder of Bryant. Give credit to Reese Williams, come across, last-ditch defending effort as Steinwasser is beat. Let's just see how fluid Monterey Bay is in the attacking third. Detroit City use it as maybe a wake-up call as well, but give credit to the fullback coming across and realizing the danger and saving his team an early deficit 10 minutes into this game.
Well, no doubt something we could come back and circle at the end of this one, no matter what the scoreline is. Big time play there by Reese Williams. Right place, right time.
And it's a striker. You might be think Valesky, 2 goals, 2 assists on the year. Need maybe a bit more production from him, but he does so much of the dirty work that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, whether it's hold-up play, bringing players in, his movement, opening up space for other players. Just see a little glimpse there, how clever he is. A little peel off to over his left shoulder. Clever finish. Looking at his 3rd goal in the year, if Reef Williams is able to come across there.
Here's Revelar. Cross comes in. Dawkins let it run through. And now Maxi Rodriguez able to get this clear. Is there a chance on the counterattack for Detroit? Trying to play it off to the far side. And Kai Green clears it away. This has been a pretty bright start for Monterey Bay.
They have to be extremely careful as they're committing a lot of numbers forward. They don't leave themselves vulnerable in the back. This Detroit City side with the likes of Botella Faz, Hopino, Rutz, willing runners, can run in behind and stretch you. We all know what Hopino is about, the success that he's had in this USL Championship. Such a big part of the attacking unit for Trevor James.
And pass off the mark. Let's go back and look at that big opportunity once again.
And he gets a better body position up, Bryant. Really cheeky finish. And you just see the effort there from Williams coming across. It's really important he doesn't put it back into the dangerous area in the traffic.
He also got lucky, didn't deflect that off another player and into the back of his own net. Again, Monterey Bay playing that ball in behind. You saw the little tug of the jersey, and Valesky thought his jersey was being pulled. Again, a turnover. Now this Detroit City side, over their last 5 games, 2 wins, a loss, and 2 draws, but they are unbeaten over their last 3. They've only conceded 2 goals over their last 3 games as well. A shutout last week against Indy 11. There's Frank Yallop. When talked to him this week, and right at the midway point of this season, thought his team was more of a unit, thought the spirit was good. The thing I thought was really interesting, and also probably something you want, you can't really coach, is the players hang out away from the field, and I think that's important, and he said really showed the togetherness on the field as well. It showed in their play.
Well, it's something you need as you're starting a new franchise, especially in this league. Players to get comfortable with each other. Let me see, the bond off the field is just as important, maybe even more on the field. Understand to fight for your teammate, your organization, to know what it means to play for Monterey Bay. And Frank Yallop, such a successful coach.
On the turn, Valesky trying to keep this moving. Now the cross coming in, looking for Grant Robinson. Reese Williams able to head that out of play. Maury Donor coming down the right side.
It's a bit too easy for Monterey Bay just to break down this offensive unit for Detroit City. You can see the real estate and space Donor has on the right-hand side. Needs to be a bit tighter between we met and win. Better communication, far too easy.
Again, it's Murphy who sends in the corner kick. Plenty of depth to this one. It's headed down and straight out of play. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Good build-up here from Detroit. Maxi Rodriguez finds width on the left. Switching the point of attack. Lewis.
Just see how fluid they are in the front three between Rutz, Hopino, Botella-Foss. As Hopino shifts over to the left-hand side, Botella-Foss takes a more central position.
As Williams puts the cross in. Brave goalkeeping there by Siaha, but made the right play there and able to hold on to it. Now it's Pato. Pato trying to fend off Kai Green as this is pushed out of play. Here's Robinson trying to make something happen here. Bit of a stalemate over these last few minutes, but this, a good ball played ahead and a good opportunity coming for Detroit. The cross to the far side, it's cleared away. Kai Green tracking back defensively. Michael Bryant leading the charge.
Just see how important Opino is. Good vision out just to put this in front of Bryant, tell him to go get it. I think he's caught between two minds. Does he go for a goal? Does he play it across the Pato? The size for the latter. I think if he has a shot on target, asking questions of Siaha, has a better opportunity. Nonetheless, good attack for Detroit City.
Now a corner kick coming for Maxi Rodriguez. The in-swinger, Siaha got a strong right hand to it. Diop moves it along. There's Declan Wynn. Wynn, who is now up to 6 assists on the season.
You can just see how many different ways this Detroit City side can hurt you. That last opportunity was your center back, Bryant, coming into attacking third. His open peels off. Really good understanding from everyone on the field to make runs as you see fit. Can hurt you in so many different ways. You provide the width with Williams and Declan Wynn as well. Opens up gaps. You see the center back coming into attacking third. It's really good and high level IQ soccer from Detroit City.
On the move, getting to the end line, it comes in for Siaha. And of course, this Monterey Bay side without some key pieces tonight, the likes of Robbie Crawford, Chase Boone, Walmer Martinez, all missing. Going through a bit of a tough patch in terms of personnel available, but the team on the field tonight has looked pretty dangerous in these opening 18 minutes, trying to keep that going. And they'll have another opportunity here. Valesky looking to provide width for Dawkins. This is my first game, or my first time doing a game here at Cardinale Stadium. This beautiful venue, great atmosphere, and a great new location in the USL Championship. As the cross coming in, Steinwasser just there to take it away. It was just a bit too tall for Christian Valesky. And the quick distribution now for Pato. Good hold-up play, and he switches the point of attack for Opano. Now more white shirts join the attack. Opano, the cross, put in a good spot, but the header right at Siaha. Detroit City out on the counterattack. It all started from that hold-up play.
I'll go in a bit deeper. How good is this from Steinwasser to sniff this out? Head up, straight to the feet of Pato. You know what Pato is all about. Target, big, physical, nice first touch. His relationship between him and Opano, such a big part of Detroit City. It's a two-man game, over 25 yards. Good header, but so unlucky, straight at Siaha. This Detroit City side, once they get going, once they're full of confidence, they just play so well off of each other. It's a little glimpse right there between Pato and Opano.
Gorski stepping forward, playing through the lines. Fair. Taking off the ball. There's Dawkins to recover, and that pass off the mark. Again, knocked out wide. Here's Moby Fair. Down the line again. The cross blocked down. This is out of play, and it's a corner kick.
It's a bit of a track meet on the right-hand side with Donor. Just so good at realizing the space and attacking it with power, with pace as well. We give credit to the back line of Detroit City, dealing with it a lot better so far these last couple minutes.
Again, this one a low-driven corner in towards the near post. Murphy, not enough height on that. Here's Donor. And his pocket picked. And here comes Detroit City, 1-on-3 for the moment. Now some more white shirts come into the frame. Not able to keep that move going. Opano was left on an island there.
It's a good idea, just doesn't get the quality that he wants. Looking for that back heel. So the likes of Rutz making that deep run. If you're Monterey Bay, you have to be extremely careful. You don't want to get caught in transition, counterattacks. Just see how dangerous the Detroit City side is. You want to get on the ball a bit more. The likes of Fair, Murphy, Gorski as well. Taking the sting out of this little run Detroit City's on. Get your playing between the lines. The movement between Reblar and Valesky. Just see how clever Valesky is, playing off the shoulder of the back line. Whether it's Bryant, we met Lewis. Little darting runs. Been a bit of a headache to deal with.
Gonna play this out wide for the run of Pato. He latches onto it. Pato cuts it back. Pato still going before Kai Green cut him off and clears it away. An ovation there from the crowd for that defensive effort. Here's Roberts for Grant Robinson. And there is a handball that will stop play. It'll be a free kick to Monterey Bay.
It's been a bit quiet on this left-hand side. Robinson has. It is a handball. There's that leftover from Reese Williams. When you had two outside backs, I'd love to get into the attack as well. Robinson, Donor, just gives you a different look, different angle. If you're asking Frank Gallup, he's going to want Robinson to get into the attacking half a bit more. It's been a bit quiet 24 minutes into this match.
Right off the throw-in, Valesky will get it back. He takes the strike on the first time. Drags the shot wide out for a goal kick. Like the idea there, though, from Valesky. Foul there coming from behind on Jope. Monterey Bay gets it rolling again quickly past the midway point of the first half. Can't see there've been a whole lot of attacking opportunities, but Monterey Bay closest to finding that opening goal. Reese Williams, goal line clearance.
Just breaking down in the final third for Monterey Bay. It's a good little combination play. And as Dawkins come off that back line, he pulls out Lewis, vacates the space, just unable to connect with another dark shirt. You see the idea, what Frank Gallup is trying to get his boys on the same page through combination play, movement, 1-2 touch, pulling players out of position. It's going to be your best bet to break down, like you mentioned, Josh, this dingy back line for Detroit City. Only 18 goals against on the year. It's a testament to how organized they are and how hard they are to break down.
Trying to play that out wide again, and to your point, Monterey Bay, they've conceded some of the most goals in the league so far this season. It's one of the league's best defenses against one of the defenses in the league that has conceded quite a bit. Numbers don't lie, Ricky. Openo couldn't keep that in play. Been a bit of a frustrating night so far for Antoine Openo. Just the one shot so far for Detroit City. Came off the diving header that was saved by Siaha. Fortunately for Detroit, it was right at Siaha. Otherwise, probably say it's 1-0. So Williams puts the cross in. It's blocked away. I think Monterey Bay wanted advantage to be played, but it will be a free kick for them anyway.
It's a good idea from Reese Williams, just lacking a bit of options in the final third. As Pato is making that deep run, occupying the center backs. That's when you leave a bit of space for Rutz to come involved. Hasn't been on the ball as much as Trevor James would like. He's playing as a number 10, so he's your link up between that front line and that back line, your midfield line as well. You want him to play between the lines, get the ball in the half turn, face forward, and can have that connection between him, Pato, Openo. Been something that's been a bit lacking 28 minutes into this match for Detroit City.
There's Maxi Rodriguez. Always controlling things in the center of the park there with Jop.
And again, it's another picture perfect. As he has his head up, everyone's just staying a bit too high. Actually, when you want Rutz to drop in a bit as he comes now, what that's going to do is it's going to open up space for the players like Pato, Openo to get the ball again as he's occupying, whether it's Gorski, Dawkins, Murphy.
Here's Fair, now for Donor. Comes centrally for Gorski. Trying to flick this along, fancy play here. Dawkins puts this in front. Did that stay in play? Doesn't look like it did. It's out for a goal kick. That was nearly perfect there from Monterey Bay. I'm not sure they meant it though.
And again, just quick passing for Monterey Bay in the final third. Bit of skill here from Dawkins. A little over the top of Maxi Rodriguez, showing off a bit. Number 8 in the dark. As he pulls this one a bit wide, but give credit to Valesky. Just so opportunistic, never giving up on the play. Just so unlucky not to keep it in bounds. They've had the best opportunities and creation right on top of the 18-yard box. It's just that movement, the 1-2 touching, open up space. You can just see what Valesky's trying to do, unable to get around it. And it's that connection between Dawkins, Valesky, Rebelart. It's been a recipe for success for Frank Gallup, especially in the final third, just lacking that final product, whether it's a killer pass, a composed finish, whatever it may be. They're doing extremely well to getting to that final third, but a bit of quality has been lacking 30 minutes into this first half.
Robinson trying to cut it in. It's deflected away. Looks like it's out for a corner kick. Corner swung in all the way to that backside. Quickly headed away. Well, the playoff battles begin to heat up as two playoff hopefuls meet on ESPN Deportes. RGV welcomes Las Vegas Lights to Southern Texas. That's tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Deportes. Then, of course, the USL Summer Showcase Wednesday between Lou City and Phoenix Rising, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. And Lou City, how about them tonight, going on the road to Memphis, grabbing a 2-1 win. Brian Ownby scoring 2 late goals for Lou City after Memphis scored the opener. Both teams going down to 10 men in that game. Quite a game that was. Well, the home fans not pleased with that decision. And I should say Memphis actually finished with 9 players, not 10.
A lot happened in that game.
A lot going on across the USL tonight. And how about Oakland Roots? They have now taken a 2-0 lead over El Paso. I'll give you one guess who scored both goals.
Carlson.
It was.
It's funny, earlier in this year, we had a chance to chat with Devin Kerr and Mike Watts. Had our picks for Golden Boot. Guess who guessed Carlson?
Oh, you're gonna toot your own horn here.
Hey, it's my little claim to fame. Talking with the big boys of ESPN.
USL All Access.
Exactly. But make no mistake about it, it's a lot of goal scoring ability on both sides here. Detroit City, Pazzo 6 goals, Opino 5 goals, Rodriguez 4 goals, Bryant 3 goals as well. Scoring all over the field for Trevor James and Frank Gallup, obviously. Boone with 6 on the year, unavailable here. Rebelard second with 3. Roberts as well. Center backs getting in on the scoring for both of these sides. You love to see it.
And there's no doubt it's more spread out for both of these teams. And not that it's not spread out for other teams, but these teams can turn to a lot of different players to find that breakthrough. This is played out wide and much too far for the run of Reese Williams. James hoping his side can fancy a few more chances. Of course, missing some key pieces, more specifically in central defense. Devin Amu-Mensah, Stephen Carroll, both out. Those two players, I think you'd probably write them in pen on the starting lineup if they're healthy. Especially Carroll, the captain of this club. Switching the point of attack here with Grant Robinson.
Just see the commitment to defending for Detroit City. 10 players behind the ball. Really frustrating to break down. The way you're going to break that down if you're Monterey Bay, it's quick passing around the edges. Too many numbers between the lines. So you want to go around the mid block of Detroit City. And a lot of movement, pulling players out of position, opening up gaps for each other. Combination plays been their best bet, trying to break down Trevor James' back line. Just see why they're just so stingy and so good defensively. The commitment, Openo dropping back, Bato doing the defensive duties as well. Really good effort from Detroit City on the road, 36 minutes into this game.
Now a throw in deep in the attacking third for Monterey Bay. Under 10 minutes to go until halftime. The expected goals quite low, 0.18 for Monterey Bay, just 0.1 for Detroit City. A stalemate so far. It's interesting, though, how some of these teams approach East versus West games. Sometimes it's got nothing really to lose. I mean, obviously you want to get 3 points every time you go out there, but it's not a 6-pointer per se. So it's whether teams want to go at it right from the get-go or be maybe a bit more pragmatic, at least to start, and then maybe try to take more risks in the second half. I think this one would be more of the former than the latter.
Talking to both of these coaches and knowing both of these coaches, very competitive, very bought into their organization, never going to take a game lightly, never going to approach a game in a pedestrian manner. You want to grab as many points as you can. You see, for Detroit City, you're on the road, be a really big win, one that you're expected to win as well.
As Rebelar clips this in, Williams waiting under it and heads it clear.
Monterey Bay, you're at home. Use this game to kickstart your season against an Eastern Conference opponent. You don't see them. To be able to express yourself when you get in the final third, and have that confidence. Not only in this league, but leagues around the world, it's just so important to win and get as many points as you can at home. Make this place a fortress. You can just hear and feel the environment, the fans behind the squad, willing them, challenging the ref at every decision that goes against them. You love to see it. These are the games you want to play in as a player.
Second least amount of home points, though, in the USL Championship for Monterey Bay. And last in the Western Conference, they only have 2 home wins. And as Frank Yallop said to us, he said, kind of everybody goes on a run throughout the season. And after a win in the draw, maybe this can be the point where they go on a bit of a run. He said there's no better place to start it than right here at home. Rebelar setting up the shot. It was blocked down. And now Pato can carry it the other way. Openo, he'll get there.
And again, you just see how high the front three for Detroit City is. Well, it's Rutz, Botello Faz, and Opino on the same line. It's something you don't want. You want 2 out of 3 occupying Green and Roberts. That's going to leave that space for players to drop down and get that ball between the lines, and then you're off to the races. You see why it breaks down for Reese Williams. Doesn't have that option just to play over. It's too deep to play over the top, and too many numbers in front of him.
Here's Robinson. Touching the space. And looking to feed it out wide for Moby Fair. Robinson will get it back. First time cross. He overcooks this one straight out of play. And taking a look at the live standings right now, Detroit City still sitting in 5th spot after Pittsburgh came back and equalized against New Mexico United. That one has about 10 minutes to go. Dane Kelly scoring the goal for the Riverhounds. And after Memphis lost tonight, chance for Detroit City to go just 2 points back of Memphis, even though Memphis does have a game in hand. Robinson cuts it in field. Here's Donor. Trying to play this in behind, and again straight at Steinwasser. This play down the left. Here comes Detroit City. Pato's in the middle. This one headed away, but right into Maxi Rodriguez's path. And he puts it wide. Oh, his eyes got big there. That ball was floating towards him. He just couldn't put it on target.
And he has the quality to put this on target. It's going to be a bit frustrated not to find the back of the net or ask questions of Siaha. But give credit to, again, Opino. He peels off so well to the left-hand side. Good understanding between him and Declan Wynn. That second ball, so hard to defend as you have a center midfielder coming in late to the top of the box. Just so unlucky not to find the target there, Maxi Rodriguez.
Well, the 2 chances that Detroit has been able to create tonight have been quite dangerous. The header that was saved by Siaha, and then that opportunity there. Right now it's, I guess, quality over quantity for Detroit. Trying to put one away, though.
Just see the understanding. It's both opportunities come from Opino. First one, he shifts over to the right-hand side, takes the gap right in front of Robinson. This time it's on the other side of Donor. He has the freedom to move as he sees fit. So clever and so smart with his movement, the spaces that he picks up. It really goes back to Pato, just one, occupying the center backs. Requires so much attention, the target man. It leaves a lot of room to operate for Opino.
Pato back for Williams. Able to keep it in a tight space. Dawkins says enough of that and puts it out for a corner. Final stages of this first half. Ball played all the way across. Jope, that pivot point for the moment. Wynn plays it ahead. Opano slips it right back. Heavy first touch there by Declan Wynn. It is a foul, and that will end the threat for Detroit City.
This is why you go and get Winter Gorski, just so good at realizing danger. Has that security blanket in front of the back line. He shifts over and rotates as he realizes his player is beat to get there before Wynn. It's a hard challenge. There's no ill will there. But give credit to Gorski again. Does so much of the dirty work for Frank Gallup right in front of that back line, covers so much ground.
How about this scoreline? You want something for a first half. Oakland Roots 4, El Paso Locomotive 0.
I can't tell you I saw that coming.
I don't think a lot of people did. Although knowing Oakland, I don't mean this in a bad way, it might end 4-4 based on the amount of draws they've had. We're nearing the end of this first half here in Seaside. Chance for one more opportunity for Detroit City, and that is all for the first half. Not a whole lot of chances either way. We finished this first half how we started it. It's scoreless.
It's a very cagey match between these two sides. Maybe a bit of feeling each other out, understanding what ways to exploit each other. But this game is calling for a special player, special play, whatever it may be. It's going to be extremely interesting to see the next 45 minutes and what tactical changes Trevor James and Frank Gallup do to the respective sides.
Halftime presented by Integris Wealth Management. No score at halftime. Beautiful night here at Cardinale Stadium. Monterey Bay FC and Detroit City FC. No score to tell you about. There is some good action coming up in the next few weeks for both of these sides as we look at the upcoming schedule. We'll start for Monterey Bay And as Frank Yala put it, this might be a chance for them, at least over these next two, to get something rolling.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as you host New York Red Bull to a very winnable game for Monterey Bay. And then you go to Loudoun, another winnable game, and then it gets extremely tough for Monterey Bay. El Paso at San Diego. You welcome Sac Republic. If the time is to make a push for the playoffs, it's obviously taking care of Detroit City here at home. You have New York Red Bull and then Loudoun United. It's 12 points in the back, 9 points in the back, excuse me. Math is not my forte. An opportunity for Frank Yala's boys.
On the other side, Detroit City, they play another Western Conference foe 2 out of the next 3 weeks, and then some interesting Eastern Conference matches mixed in there.
It's going to be extremely interesting. Going to Tampa Bay, that's one I have circled, and then you host Lou City, another Open Cup rematch between these two sides. Trevor James and the boys are extremely motivated, confident at the moment. You're going to go to New Mexico again. Really talented, really challenging upcoming schedule for Detroit City. We're going to see what they're all about as this month goes on and the 2022 USL Championship season.
And those next 5 games, almost a prove-it stretch of the schedule coming up for Detroit City. No score at halftime. Monterey Bay 0, Detroit City 0.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about
Stop
you know,
it.
today where I'm gonna go
Yo.
topics.
Roll it down. I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Tucked in, locked in, Louisville level. An exclamation point, and this boy can't stop scoring.
On cue, levels it for Louisville. And it's all turning up goals. The audacity! Early fireworks in Wild Horse Pass.
Coastal Roots Hospitality is a proud partner of the Monterey Bay Football Club. Coastal Roots Events and Catering, along with its 3 iconic restaurants, Monterey, Tarpe's, and Rio Grill, invite you to pick it up and pay it forward, where 10% of all proceeds from takeout orders are donated to various local charities. Their catering service and restaurants utilize local farms, butcheries, and ocean fresh sustainability-driven seafood to deliver unique and exemplary dining experiences. For more information, visit coastalrootshospitality.com.
Halftime from Cardinale Stadium. Tonight's halftime presented by Integris Wealth Management. No score between Monterey Bay and Detroit City as we look at news and notes from around the USL Championship right at the midway point of this season. And how about Santa Barbara? So we have Monterey Bay as one of the most picturesque spots in the USL. Santa Barbara, that might top it.
Making a run for their money. It's going to be an great opportunity, USL League One. What a spot. So good. Really looking forward to 2024 as we welcome them.
And then if you like food, how about you just go to NOLA and you can get some Cajun cooking with USL New Orleans intending to launch a team in 2025 and a Super League team as well. Some big news coming there this week. The upcoming schedule Some pretty good games coming up this week.
Which one catches your eye?
San Diego,
Yeah.
Colorado Springs, although Colorado Springs on a short rest.
Then you have Lou City, Phoenix Rising, again, something you alluded to, ESPN2. When you look at both of these two teams, something we highlighted earlier, Detroit City, New Mexico, Monterey Bay, New York Red Bull, really good schedule of games here. But my eyes go directly to San Diego and Colorado Springs Switchbacks. What a game that's going to be.
Monday Night Football, and it doesn't matter what the records are for either team. Lou City and Phoenix get together. It's always a big occasion. Halftime presented by Integris Wealth Management. Second half is coming up from Seaside.
Coastal Roots Hospitality is a proud partner of the Monterey Bay Football Club. Coastal Roots Events and Catering, along with its 3 iconic restaurants, Monterey, Tarpe's, and Rio Grill, invite you to pick it up and pay it forward, where 10% of all proceeds from takeout orders are donated to various local charities. Their catering service and restaurants utilize local farms, butcheries, and ocean fresh sustainability-driven seafood to deliver unique and exemplary dining experiences. For more information, visit coastalrootshospitality.com.
Building up to the second half here from Cardinale Stadium. Integris Wealth Management halftime. Monterey Bay 0, Detroit City 0. Time to take a look at tonight's highlights as we look at the first half highlights. Monterey Bay and Detroit City in the 8th minute. This is when Monterey Bay would probably have their best chance of the half.
I think it is the best chance overall. Good playing off the shoulder from Valesky. Gets it better of Bryant, but give credit to Reese Williams. Understands the danger, come across extremely quick and put it out and get rid of that ball. Looking at 1-0 for Monterey Bay. Good effort. Openo comes to the right-hand side. I think Bryant is caught between two minds. You can see he looks at the goal, looks at Bazzo, decides to go for the ladder. I think he makes the wrong decision. If he has a question mark, just put it on target and see what happens. But give credit to Kai Green. Really good in his defensive positioning. And again, so good from Sign Washer. Understand there is space in between and behind. Straight to the feet of Bato Botello Faz. And it's like a, 20, 25, 30-yard wall pass. Out to Openo, back to Bato. Good effort from the striker, but straight at Seyaha. Probably the best opportunity for Detroit City. The Monterey Bay goalkeeper has been really good when asked questions upon, been extremely confident in his decision making. It's another good opportunity here. Monterey Bay was probably their best when they have a lot of movement on top of that 18-yard box. Dawkins pulled this one a bit too long, but Valesky's unable to keep it in. Just see creativity brewing for the front three for Monterey Bay, and Frankie Alves' boys just so unlucky not to find the finishing touch. And then Openo again, this time goes off to the left-hand side with the dangerous ball in. It's Maxi Rodriguez coming in late, as we've seen time and time again in his career in the professional ranks. Player that has the quality to put this one on target, but just gets it all wrong. You can see the frustration from number 21 in white.
And the first half stats No shots on target registered there for Monterey Bay, and only one for Detroit. Not a lot of opportunities.
Well, it's been a lot of the play has been in the middle of the field. This game is calling for someone to make a special play, a special player to come on. There is a lot of quality and talent on display, but who's going to step up? Who's going to be that difference maker, especially in that final third? They have the players to do it. It's just executing in the toughest spot and being quick on your feet, clean in your decision making, and pulling apart each other opposition's back line.
Oh, the team's making their way back out for the second 45 minutes. Frank Yallop talking there with the AR, and of course, Frank Yallop and Trevor James have known each other for quite some time. We asked Frank Yallop about his relationship with Trevor James, said they met maybe around 1995, said maybe even earlier around their time with Ipswich, and then of course they came to the States, and it was Trevor James who was assistant under Frank Yallop with the LA Galaxy. Then they reconvened later in the mid-2010s with the Chicago Fire. But as Frank Yallop put it, he says he's played against many assistant coaches. He's always very respectful, and I know these two they might share a glass of wine after the game.
Adult beverage, maybe?
Sure.
But business here for the next 45 minutes for both of these managers. Really interesting to see. Maybe the tactical changes, the breakdowns that they've told their boys and how they react and come out of the break. I think if you're Detroit City, you want Rutz to play in that pocket of space a bit more. Got caught out maybe a bit too high next to a striker. But you are the link-up player, so you want to play underneath and really have the fluidity between that front three and have the strings and pull the strings if you're Connor Rutz. On the other hand, just playing, being cleaner in the final third for Monterey Bay.
So the second half underway here from Cardinale Stadium with Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Josh Eastern. Will there be a goal in this? Will there be a winner in this one? We talked about the chances. They've been few and far between. But still a major opportunity for one of these two sides to grab 3 points. It's chested down and played out wide. Here's Rodriguez. Now Williams looks infield, tries to cut it back. And a heavy touch, it's off the mark and out of play.
That's something that Trevor James is going to want to see more. These are outside backs advancing into the final third. So much of what they do to the likes of Reese Williams and Declan Wynn. Both have quality in that final third to whip balls in to your big man, Batso, or combined with Openo. Just gives you a different look when you have your outside backs advancing. Spreads apart this back line, open up gaps for players like Rutz to operate. Something that Trevor James is going to want to go back to in the second half.
Lofted forward, it was Roberts coming over the top. It'll be a free kick for Detroit. A little push there and a quick talking to between the referee and Hunter Gorski. Ouimet plays it out wide for Declan Wynn. Ouimet continues his run. All the way into the corner. This blocked down. It will be a throw-in deep in that corner. Like offside the call, and a free kick back to Monterey Bay. Monterey Bay, they come into play this weekend, the third least amount of shots in the USL, but they do have the fourth best conversion rate at 19%. So when they get those opportunities, they put them away, but it's all about getting those opportunities. That's the big issue. Bounces once. Valesky trying to keep this in, but heavy bounce off him, and Steinwasser collects. Green won it back. Now Monterey Bay trying to look up fields. Here's Green. And then play that down the line and puts it out of play once again. And the second half starting much like the first half. Now trying to turn it upfield. Wynn got there defensively. Now it's Pato. His hold-up play has been a bright spot tonight for Detroit City. The team's very patient in their build-up. On the turn. Looking to play that into space. Siaha's there to usher this out of play. And that is teamwork.
That's why he's the captain.
Makes the dream work, right, Ricky?
Would you do that for me?
Absolutely. Well, you got your shoes tied in a double knot there. Those aren't coming untied.
Both of these sides have to be extremely careful. Yes, they want to build up and be very patient. When you get into the attacking third, you want to play at a high tempo. That's a difference. It's a really fine line to be patient, but also extremely crisp and decisive in the way that you want to play. And being patient means not to force anything. It's an opportunity here.
As Wynn has it blocked down. Great block by Maury Donor. Again, played to the outside. Cutting it back. This clip towards goal. Siaha's there. Declan Wynn getting his head on that one. Only one goal this year for Wynn. It came against Hartford. Here's another look at that sequence.
And again, it's Openo in the middle of everything. Such a creative player for Detroit City. It's a good hop from Wynn going over the top of Donor. Unable to get the power on it. If you're Monterey Bay, you can't give that time and space to a player like Openo, especially on your 18-yard box. It's going to make you pay. Just so good at cutting in, finding those soft spots between lines. Detroit City has had the most success when they change a point of attack, whether it's Openo, Reese Williams, Declan Wynn, and then putting balls into dangerous areas to the likes of Pato.
And over the top for the run of Donor. This will run through again for Steinwasser. I'm sure Detroit City fans know. A very top goalkeeper in this league, and he's announced himself to the USL Championship in a very big way, up for mid-season goalkeeper of the year. And if he keeps it up, he might have a chance to capture that award at the end of the year. It's been a stellar season so far for Steinwasser. Third most saves across the league, with 53 coming into play tonight.
Just extremely comfortable with his feet as well. Really clean and spraying the ball. Such a value to have for any organization, for any head coach. Really good work there from Kai Green.
Taking that right away from Pato. Here's Murphy. Now Donor.
These are situations, if you're Monterey Bay and you get to attacking third, you don't want to recycle the ball too much. It's going to give an opportunity for Detroit City to set back near defensive block, which you're having trouble breaking down. So if you ask Frank Yallop, if you're Donor in that position, you want to push the envelope and go forward, play forward, break lines, whether it's passing, whether it's dribbling, whatever it may be.
That was a good example of it there. Donor was driving forward and then turned his back.
And then it resulted in a sloppy turnover and off to the races for Detroit City. Give credit to Detroit City, extremely quick to realize when they're out of position and come back in, clog the middle, clog the passing lanes, and make life extremely difficult for their opposition. To the likes of Max Rodriguez and Jope in the middle of the field, really that lockdown pair.
Put in front, Pato's just too tall for him. And Wynn was crashing in. Enough to win a throw, and he'll take it quickly. Jope. Back for Pato, or pardon me, for Wynn. Openo. Williams out wide. Deflected cross. Pato's there. And Wynn couldn't keep it in. It's Jope who can. It's a good spell for Detroit. Can they pay it off? Rodriguez fell down, but here's Declan Wynn. It's a throw into Monterey Bay. Here's Valesky. Valesky coming in. Good job tracking back defensively. It'll be a throw into Detroit City. That was Carl Ouimet. Openo chasing after this. It's Roberts who calmly heads it back to Siaha. You can see some frustration, I think, on both sides right now. It's a bit of a stalemate. A little gamesmanship over there in the technical area.
Just lacking ideas for both sides, especially in the middle of the field. Lack of communication, misunderstanding between Donor, or Fair, excuse me, and Green.
Coming in infield, looking for Maxi Rodriguez. Nothing there. Rebellaro looked to play out. His pass off the mark. Here's Jope. Williams turning the corner. He goes down. And referee points for a corner kick. I think Williams would have argued for a foul had that been a goal kick.
It's a bit too sloppy for Monterey Bay. Not once, but twice a turnover in their defensive half, giving life to Detroit City. Good effort here from Reese Williams. They've been battling all night between him and Robinson. I think he is lucky not to get called a foul, Robinson. But it goes out for a corner kick. It's an opportunity now for Detroit City. As Wynn steps over this, just to whip this ball in. A lot of pace, a lot of action. You can just see Detroit City putting a lot of traffic in front of Siaha, causing a bit of chaos.
Declan Wynn. Lofted ball in towards the penalty spot. We met was there, and it's cleared away. All those bodies around the goalkeeper didn't really amount to much. Lofted forward again. Siaha through a bit of traffic, able to hold on. Gorski gets it out to that left side. It's Grant Robinson. This game just waiting for a goal as we pass the hour mark. And taken away. Openo plays this into space. Siaha is there to clear it. Our player hasn't made too many appearances at the pro level. Anthony Siaha looking very comfortable back there.
I think he's been a bright spot for Monterey Bay. Really decisive and confident in his decision making. That's what you want as a goalkeeper. You never want to be caught in no man's land. Been big and strong coming out for aerial balls. Coming off his line extremely quick. Realizing the danger. And Monterey Bay, again, it's a sloppy turnover. Luckily, the ball's a bit too heavy from Openo into the path of Pato. Maybe a lack of focus, lack of movement in front of the ball. And something needs to give, something needs to change for Monterey Bay if they have any life, any opportunity to break down this defensive unit for Detroit City. For Detroit City, you're more than happy with having Monterey Bay leave him on the ball, but in front of you, not really asking questions, not putting you in situation, in dangerous spots, really good defensively. And again, Reese Williams showing that. I think he's been terrific here tonight on the right-hand side, defensively and offensively.
And you look at potential substitutes that could influence this game, really for either side. Likes of Francis Ntuaheni for Detroit City. Brad Dunwell also available off the bench for Monterey Bay. Likes of Chris Cortez, J.J. Johnson, Sinku Kone as well. Rodriguez lifts the ball in. Header just glancing wide. Nothing all too dangerous as Rutz was up for it.
A lot of the success for Detroit City has just been whipping balls into dangerous areas, telling their front lines to go up and get it. This time it's Rutz. He gets on the end of it, but just so unlucky, unable to put it on target.
Openo comes in field. Rutz trying to keep it. He can't, but Jope does. Williams right at Robinson. He's pushed down, got right back to his feet. Nothing doing.
Going to be a big challenge for Detroit City as they're going to force turnovers.
If they do there, Rodriguez brought down. And this will be the game's first yellow card. And that's Dawkins into the book.
It's always going to be a big opportunity for Detroit City, turning over the ball in their attacking half. There's not enough in there for a PK, but give credit to Maxi Rodriguez. Takes the initiative to come off his line and pick the pocket of Dawkins right on top of that 18-yard box. It sets up extremely nice in terms of distance for Detroit City to put it up and over the wall underneath that crossbar. Asking for a bit of magic from whoever steps up and fancy themselves here.
It's interesting, both these teams came in tied for the least amount of yellow cards in the league, with just 34. And Monterey Bay getting the first yellow card of this match, and it looks like it's a 5-player wall here for Monterey Bay. Rutz and Jope standing around this. It looks like, though, this could be Connor Rutz. 2 goals the last 2 games. Is there something to break the deadlock here? This will be Jope, and he skies it into the netting behind the goal. Some jawing there after the play.
He's trying to bend it around the wall and gets it all wrong. Electing to go for power, which makes him lean back, and that's why you are always going to see that ball rise over the crossbar. Bit of frustration starting to grow for Detroit City. It's going to be extremely interesting as they're going to force turnovers in their attacking half. How clean can they be with their first touch? Connecting that ball forward is going to be a key to break down and catch this Monterey Bay defensive unit out of position.
Throw-in comes in, opportunity presenting itself. Siaha slipped, but was able to recover just in front of Pato. It looked like the whistle would have stopped that play anyway.
The long touch here from Openo. Pato so opportunistic. You see there, I think he's getting called for maybe offsides, a bit too eager. And give credit to, again, Siaha.
Challenge put in, Valesky tried to run away. Instead, this will be a whistle and a free kick to Detroit. Both sides aggrieved.
Nervy moments here.
Whoa.
As Donner's coming in extremely reckless. You can just see comes over the top of Jope. I think he's extremely lucky not to see a different color there. I don't know the argument that he can have. It's a dangerous play.
The yellow card given to Maury Donner. I think he may be a little bit lucky that
I think so as well.
Jope's foot comes up and he only catches him on the foot and not halfway up the leg.
But we've seen that definitely given for a red card. Comes in a bit recklessly, but I think you are right, Josh. Second leg of Jope comes up a bit, changes the angle where he makes that contact. I think is what the referee sees.
We met for Declan Wynn, and looks like two subs preparing to come on. Sekou Kone alongside J.J. Johnson. And of course, Frank Yallop knows all too well from his time in Phoenix and Chicago. And there will be a couple of substitutions. Tonight's substitutions are presented by Prep Club Society. It'll be the end of the night first for Christian Voleski, and the other being Simon Dawkins, just picking up that yellow card, and probably Frank Yallop wanting to protect him.
Monterey Bay substitution, Jason Johnson coming into the game for number 8, Simon Dawkins.
A bit of a tactical change now for Monterey Bay, as Kone is that true target man. Really big and physical, likes to play with his back towards goal. And make no mistake about it, he easily can turn in behind and stretch this game. And Johnson, a player that has a lot of pace, really clever through combination play, and explosive as well. So something to keep an eye on if you're the back line of Detroit City. You want to be touch tight with Kone. Don't give him the time and space to have a clean first touch, turn his body and face you, and make you make a decision. You always want him to bump the ball back, play it away from your goal. It'll be interesting to see Trevor James, what he does on the bench. A player like Francis Atuaheni comes to mind. So explosive, can stretch this game and leave room for Openo to operate. Does he go in? The player of Connor Rutz, keep Pato involved. I think Pato's been extremely good and influential in the game in his positioning.
It is a short bench tonight for Detroit City. Just 5 players listed, 4 of them field players. Here's Williams. We met. Declan Wynn. Job. Rodriguez. Lofted forward looking for Openo. Wynn will pick up the second ball. I'm going to run out of play first. Steinwasser, the long distribution, too tall for Declan Wynn. It seems we're getting into that territory where it seems like one goal could be enough for the full 3 points tonight.
Referee gets this one right. Goes off that last leg of Johnson.
It's turned over. Chance to run at that back line. Kone gets stripped up. It's a free kick. And it will be a yellow card given to Abdoulaye Diop.
Making his impact felt moments after coming on. I don't think there is a lot of contact there. and think Monterey Bay gets away with the run. Job is going to feel hard done by, but give credit to Kone, just putting pressure underneath the Detroit City back line, putting them on their heels, something that's been lacking in the attacking half for Monterey Bay. And now they have a dead ball. About 25 yards out. We'll see who steps up. It's going to take up something special to beat a keeper of the quality of Steinwasser. Looks like Kone feels himself.
Now he earned the foul. He's going to take it.
It's the first time we've seen a Monterey Bay player attack the space with pace and intensity. You see what happens.
This is going to be Sekou Kone, man who scored the first goal in this club's history all the way back week 1 against Phoenix. Kone strides up, and Kone puts it over the bar. Nothing to test Nate Steinwasser.
Again, you can just see him leaning back, trying to go for that dip, Ronaldo-esque. It's a really hard art to perfect. Just gets it a bit underneath him.
Well, the inaugural USL W League playoffs are in full swing. We've reached the semifinals. Those take place tomorrow. Go to USLWleague.com for more information on how to watch and follow all of the drama. "15 minutes to go from Carnally Stadium here in Seaside, California. Is there a late winner in this one?
You just see the massive gap in the middle of the field here for Detroit City. You want someone to occupy that space.
And now it's Kone trying to turn the corner. Just enough of a defensive intervention to force him out wide. Able to get some more white shirts back.
He's been really good since coming on, Kone. Just see how he wants the ball, making his impact felt, making his presence felt.
A little bit of pressure there on Steinwasser, but he got rid of it quick. Another whistle and a foul. This might be persistent infringement and a yellow card to Adrian Rebelar.
Good little bounce back here from Openo. Good understanding from Reese Williams to use Rebelar's momentum against him. Opens up his hips and closes them. Always going to have a yellow card under your name when you have a handful of a jersey and the player's beating you. And going back to that gap between the lines underneath Pato and Openo. You have a player that occupies that space. One, it's easier to link up. One, two, you have the combination factor to pull players out of position, and you require someone in a dark jersey to come touch tight with you, and that's going to open up space for whether another player, whether it's Pato, Openo, Reese Williams has got into the attack as well. There's a trickle-down effect in the attacking half for Detroit City.
And it's centrally right in the path of Kone. This crowd urging on the home side tonight. Cuts it infield for Murphy. Surveying. Murphy trying to get it back. Johnson has to retreat. Again, it's turned over. Here's Gorski. Detroit City has not played a 0-0 game so far this season in all competitions. And to that point, neither is Monterey Bay. Gorski steps in again. He's played a strong game tonight for Frank Yallop's side.
And so good in his positioning. As Williams turns the corner, understanding that Rutz is going to make a run into the box, go for like for him, not to dive in, not to give up a silly foul as well. Really good. Just see the experience and why Frank Yallop goes and gets a player like Gorski.
There's Roberts. Misstep ended up working out. Donor. Look at the passing accuracy in the final third for both these teams. For Monterey Bay, 60%. For Detroit City, 72%. It's nothing to write home about, I'm afraid.
Just lack of focus is a result of it. They have the talent. They have the ability. We've seen that throughout this season for both sides. Something's not clicking, whether it's a movement, whether it's players not being tuned in.
Here's Declan Wynn. Can he start something for Detroit? Jope. Pato. Openo. There's Rodriguez. Tipping ball! And the redirection's over the bar. Pato was sliding in. And that might be his last action tonight.
Good effort here from Maxi Rodriguez. Doesn't need a second invitation. You can just see at the bottom of your screen, Pato is offside. But you love to see just how opportunistic he is. Always trying to have it happen. We've seen it throughout the season. You love to see the courageousness of Maxi Rodriguez. Creates a little bit of space for him. Doesn't think twice and puts his head down. Let me say it's not the best quality of shot, but you love to see the intent.
It's Francis Atuahene who has come on for Pato Botello Faz. Tonight's substitutions presented by Prep Club Society. Kone. This is played ahead. Chris Cortez also just came onto the field. Kone wide. It's set up very nicely, but Kone just couldn't put it on frame.
The cutback ball to the top of the 18. Really good understanding And recognition from Kone as the back line of Detroit City is pushing back towards Steinwasser. There is a soft spot if I just hold my run. Good pick out ball across. Just so unlucky not to squeak that into that near post.
To a Henne. Fends off the sliding challenge, drives it in field, puts it in front! 2 white shirts go down and it's cleared away. And there's that Prep Club Society substitution. Rabelar coming off. There is Cortez, who has come on. Really going for it. Win. This ball floated in right at Siaha.
And Suahenny's able to produce a bit of magic out of nothing, excuse me. But if you're a player in the white jersey, as Connor Rutz pulls out towards that penalty spot, whether you're Declan Wynn or Openo, you need to make that near post run. One, if you get the ball, it's an easy tap in for you. Second, it pulls another Monterey Bay defensive player to open up space for a teammate.
Here's Rodriguez. Now it feels like both teams taking a few more risks, trying to take the full 3 points. This game very much there for the taking for either side as Steinwasser sliding out, but luckily it was Bryant coming in defensively and clears it away. Those are not the type of risks you need to start taking right now as Williams is down. He was crunched.
I think this ball maybe just holds up on the turf and catches Lewis and Steinwasser. Not on the same page, but give credit again. Bryant understanding the dangers to not give up, stay focused, and stay with the game. And I think this is a bit awkward here from Kone as he comes over the top of Reese Williams, catches it on the head. There's no ill will there. I'm glad to see Williams up on his feet again. It just tells you the mentality of both of these coaches with the substitutions that they've made. Very attack-minded, looking for that late goal to go up, the 3 points to put him in the bag.
It's Monterey Bay side trying to go on a bit of a run here at the midway point of this regular season. Detroit, big point in their season as well before a tough stretch of games. Johnson, the cross, the header is wide. Cortez had that opportunity to set up, but his flicked header goes wide.
You see the confusion between Reese Williams and Lewis on the backside. Good ball in from Johnson. Bit slow to rotate on that right side for Detroit City. Good idea from Cortez, just a snap header over his left shoulder. Just so unlucky not to find that back post. I think he has Steinwasser beat if that's on target.
Cortez does well to keep that. Now it's Johnson. And a game that's been a bit slow and, as you called it, cagey. Starting to open up a little bit at the end. Both these teams can sense the opportunity. Sliding this through the lines. Here's Donor, cuts it across. Cortez coming in, he got tangled up, and play continues on. Everybody losing their footing now. Get some of that air from the sea, gets a little dewy and slippery on this artificial surface. This is lofted forward again. I'm sure as a player, though, this is the temperature, it's perfect, about 60 degrees.
You can run all day in this.
Absolutely.
And as the turf and the deck is getting wet, you want to be able to follow up every single shot that you have. It's going to skip off a bit awkwardly on these keepers. So there's a shot from distance. If you're a striker, just follow up. And you catch yourself an easy goal in the 89th, 90th minute here. This is the temperature and weather that you thrive in, huh?
You'd like to think so. Taken away in the middle. This turned over. Open for Rodriguez. Williams in a wide position. Cross coming in. If that would have gone all the way through for Atuahene, it could have been 1-0.
Just licking his lips on the back post at Atuahene. But again, give credit.
There's Kai Green up for it.
To Green. Perfect positioning. If he doesn't have a touch on that or no, Atuahene might be offside. It's something you don't want to risk. Detroit City pumps so many balls into the box in dangerous situations.
This corner kick is kept in play by Siaha, taking no chances there. All the way out to midfield. Final stages. There's been one 0-0 game tonight in the USL Championship. Orange County and Miami FC. Steinwasser again clears this away. Risky business this late. Maury Donor. It's only 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this one. There was no stoppage time at the end of the first half, and only 2 minutes here. A very small number. Is there enough time? And this will be a foul. And that ball's kicked away. That will be a yellow card. And maybe that adds a few more seconds to the 2 minutes. Goes to James Murphy. Cross comes in. A minute to go. Two balls on the field, and I'll redo the throw in here. Or rather, it'll be a drop ball. Williams in for Declan Wynn, and it's cleared away. Who can get to this one? Cortez. Now Murphy. Johnson. That ball out of play. Final seconds here. And that is all. We end this one where we started, and I agree. A quick whistle there, but that is all. The points are shared, no goals, as Detroit City and Monterey Bay play to a 0-0 draw.
And there's always going to be a tight contest between the quality of both of these sides. Obviously, one from the east in playoff position, the one on the west on the bottom of the table, but not an easy out. Really good football between that middle third. The only thing that was lacking was that special play in that final third, the execution, the quality to come out that we've seen from both of these sides in this 2022 USL Championship season. Unable to have the deadlock, but give credit to both of the defensive units. Extremely stingy. And I think a draw is an even result for both of these teams.
Coastal Roots Hospitality is a proud partner of the Monterey Bay Football Club. Coastal Roots Events and Catering, along with its 3 iconic restaurants, Monterey, Tarpe's, and Rio Grill, invite you to pick it up and pay it forward, where 10% of all proceeds from takeout orders are donated to various local charities. Their catering service and restaurants utilize local farms, butcheries, and ocean fresh sustainability-driven seafood to deliver unique and exemplary dining experiences. For more information, visit coastalrootshospitality.com.
Back here to wrap things up, Monterey Bay and Detroit City played to a 0-0 draw. Nothing to split these two sides. In the inaugural meeting between the two, East versus West ends in a draw. As we look back at the full-time highlights from this one, no goals to show you, but still some chances in this one. They started early.
I think the storyline of this match was just how stingy both defensive units were. Starts here in the 8th minute. Reese Williams understands that his defending partner is beat to come across. If he doesn't on his toes, it's 1-0 Monterey Bay. And Steinwasser, give credit to the goalkeeper who's been so good for Detroit City, not only with the saves, but obviously with his distribution. The relationship between Opino and Pato, you can see why they've been so successful. Time and space, the run of Reese Williams freezes Robinson. Ball in from Opino, give credit to Pato. Diving header between the center backs, but straight at the goalkeeper of Monterey Bay, who was a bright spot for Frank Yalpsia. And Maxi Rodriguez picking the pocket of Dawkins, especially in that final third. Sets up extremely nice for Joe. Just leans over it. Story of the night. And the attacking half has been the lack of quality, the lack of composure. Too many wayward passes, opportunities that go to the wayside. Pato here, opportunistic, active in the box like we've seen throughout this year, just caught off sides. But again, the goalkeeper comes out big, comes out fast, closes down the angle. It really was a cagey match. No one really got the rhythm. No team really had a clear-cut opportunity. And again, Maxi Rodriguez tries to have an effort on goal. Pato again, riding that fine line between offsides and the shoulder of the back line. I think he is caught offsides, but and then with Kone, when he came on, he was extremely good, extremely active. Good ball in from Johnson to cut back. One of the best opportunity in the second half for Monterey Bay. Trying to bend that in. I think Steinwasser has this one covered if it's on target. But it was a bright spot coming off the bench, the big target, number 9.
You look at the final stats and just the one shot on target each way, man, that kind of sums up this one.
That was a story. Really good in the middle of the field for both of these teams. Trying to feel out, trying to find gaps in the defensive units. Not really clear-cut opportunities, just one shot on target for each side. It's not good enough. Obviously, Frank Yallop and Trevor James are not going to be happy, but Detroit City is going to be the happier of the two on the road against a Western Conference team to pick up a point and keep cementing yourself in playoff position. Monterey Bay still looking for the form to capture and make this place a fortress.
Well, these two teams never met each other, and it ends in a 0-0 draw for our entire crew. Broadcast partner Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Josh Eastern saying so long. Finishes Monterey Bay 0, Detroit City 0. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.